Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and today I'm still pretty excited over just about 1 week to Essen Spiel, and I have finished my top 10 most anticipated games, and I'm going to share with you all my top 10 games that I have selected. Or actually I have 2 extra games. I will start with 2 extra games that I've put on my list, so it's actually going to be 12 games. Behind me you have a lot of pictures, and I have chosen pictures for each of the games that I have selected my games for. So you can see all the pictures here, and then you might be able to guess which games that are on my list. But that's just a little fun thing I wanted to do this time, and none of the pictures are from the games, it is pictures I have selected. So you can start guessing the games that I have on my list. But let's get to it. Let's start with the list and see which 12 games that I have selected to put on my list. Let's start the show and start with looking at all of the games that I have chosen for my list. The first game that I have chosen, I will just show you the image that it is. This is from this image, so maybe you can guess it now which game it is. It is Broadlines, and this is a party game, cooperative game for 3 to 8 players. It takes about 15 minutes to play and is for the ages 7+. This game reminded me when I saw it a bit like Just One, and we have really enjoyed playing Just One. And this one you are also going to have an active player where they're going to select a number like in Just One. But in this game, you're going to draw instead of coming with clues. So you're going to have a first player that is going to draw on a some transparent plastic. And they can draw either 2 lines, or they can draw 1 line where you can bend it. And then after the first round, the active player, they will get to guess if they can guess what it is. And if they can't, then the next player is going to draw something. But on the new transparent, they can't draw on the first one, and they cannot match it up to the first card. So they have to draw on a new transparent, and then they are going to put it on top of the other one so you can see both pictures. And then the active player have to see if they can guess it. And you have a stack of these transparent cards, and then the game is going to end when you run out of them, and then you can see how many words you got correct before you ran out of these transparent cards. So that was my first little extra game, number 12 game. Then for my 11th place, I have another special game, and maybe you can guess it from the picture. So let me just show you which picture it is. So the next game's picture is for the 11th place. This is this picture. Maybe you can guess what game it is. It is Cat's Gambit. And this is a player for 1 player. So it's a solo game, and it takes about 10 to 20 minutes, and it's for the ages 8+. There's not a lot of information about this game, but this is a Cat's Gambit is an 18-card solo chess puzzle game. And this intrigued me a lot because I like puzzles, I like the chess. So I will just tell you about the little description that is for this game. In the game, the players places cards presenting chess pieces in a 4x4 grid. The goal is to play all cards and avoid checkmate by 4 catkins, called cat kraken. Each turn, the player plays a card until an endgame condition is met. If the queen is checked twice during the game ends immediately. Otherwise, at the end of the game, points are totaled to determine the player's royal ranking within the glorious kingdom of cat mermaids. So that was my game number 11. And now we're going to start with the real list, with the real top 10 I have on my list. And the first one up, let's have a look at the picture for this one. And here we go. This is the picture. Can you guess it? Maybe that will be a little bit tough to guess, but maybe not. This is actually a game called Tucana Builders, and this is a game for 1 to 5 players. It takes about 30 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 10+. And if you are familiar with Trails of Tucana, then this is in the same universe as Trails of Tucana. In Trails of Tucana, you had a draw and write, where you would write on a board, but here you're going to place tiles instead. There's no writing, but it's the same thematic. you're going to get tiles with animals, and you need to try and connect them to different huts in the same way as you kind of have in Trails of Tucana. And we really enjoyed the Trails of Tucana. So I thought that it would be interesting to see this game where you're going to do it with tiles instead. So that was my number 10th game, Trails of Tucana. So on my number 9th place, we have this picture up here. And we have a lot of balloons. Some of them, they have popped. And that is because the next game is called Balloon Pop. And this game is for 2 to 4 players. It takes 20 to 30 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 8+. And this is a Tetris Candy Crush in a board game format. And this is a game where you're going to get balloons. I think you're going to kind of get them like 4, and then you're going to place them on your board, and they're always going to float upwards. And then you need to try to match colors or symbols in groups. And when the groups they are big enough, then the balloons they're going to pop, and then you're going to score points. And then all the other balloons they're going to float upwards. So it's a Tetris tile placement where you're going to place them in a way so you can score the most points. And then it's a little quick game. So I thought it looked like a good little quick filler game. And I really like the balloon dice, all those chunky dice that you're going to place on the board. That was game number 9 on my list. So now it's time to go to game number 8. And we might get wet because the next picture is this picture where you have a giant wave and you have a board in the center of it. And that is because the next game is called Perfect Wave. The Perfect Wave. And this is a game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 8+. And in this game, you are going to, this is a card game where you're going to draft cards, you're going to play cards down, and then you're going to try to create your own perfect wave, and you're going to try to make tricks. But there's a risk maybe, because can you manage to make the perfect wave and play the correct cards and take uses of it? There's some luck, some chances you can take in the game. And I thought it looked great with those little paddle boards, and you're trying to play cards in this manner and make tricks. So that was game number 8, the Perfect Wave. So it's time to go to game number 7. And for that game, I have a little special picture. I'm not sure you're going to guess it from the picture. And this is all of the pictures I have chosen for this one, because this one is called World Wonders, and everything is kind of a world wonder what we have on the pictures here. So I've chosen every picture for this game. But World Wonders, this is a game for 1 to 5 players. It takes about 50 to 70 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 12+. This is a game where you're going to build your own ancient city, and you're going to get gold in each round you can use to build for. And it's a tile placement game where you're going to place tiles to your board. You're going to place crossroads, I think, or sidewalks where you can walk, and you're going to place wonders. And in each turn you can use all of your gold to get a wonder. So it's intriguing to see if you think when are the others, because if you do this, then your turn is over. So you might not want to do it as the first thing. You need to build stuff first. So you could actually get a wonder for 1 coin. You can get it for all of your coins, or maybe, yeah. So I think it's a look what your opponents are going to do, and when it's a time for you to grab a wonder. So I really think this game, it looks like a gorgeous board, and you are going to build to your own little board. So I think it looks beautiful. So that is my game number 7, World Wonders. And now we have been to the water, we have been up in the air. So now it's time to go down. So maybe you can guess which picture I'm thinking of here for the next game. For on number 6th place, we have this picture here. Maybe you can guess the game. This is Imperial Miners. And this is a game for 1 to 5 players. It takes about 20 to 60 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 10+. In this game, we are going to be miners. It's a game that's going to be played over 10 rounds. And this is a tile placement engine game where you're going to build cards to your mine and you're going to build on different levels. And then each time you place a tile, you're going to activate that tile, and then you're going to activate one tile on the upper level, and then again one tile of the upper level. So you're going to activate all the round up, and you can choose one of the tiles on each level to activate. So this seemed like a fun, different engine building game where you're going to place tiles in your mine and then activate tiles in that way. And all players, they're going to grab or play tiles at the same time, so there's no downtime. You're going to do simultaneous selections and placements in your mine. It intrigued me with the way that you're going to place tiles and activate them, and then it's a fairly quick game and everyone is going to do something at the same time. So that was my game number 6. So now it's time for game number 5 on the list. And this time we are going a bit everywhere, I think. And this is this artifact we have here. Maybe you can guess the game, or maybe not. But the next game is called the Art Project. And this is a game for 1 to 6 players. It takes about 40 minutes to play and it's for the ages 12 plus. And the Art Project is a co-op game. And we need to recover some stolen artifacts. And we can play cards and we can get resources, and we have to work together to find these different artifacts. And in each round, each player, they're going to draw 2 mission cards. So you're going to have your own mission cards also at the beginning of the game in each round. And all players, they can determine the play order, and we need to stay alive. If any one of us we die, then we lose the game immediately. And we have to retrieve all of these 7 artifacts before our mission deck runs out of cards. So we're going to retrieve resources and different things that are going to help us to find the different artifacts. So this is a cooperative game that I have on my place number 5 on the list. And for my game number 4, I have another game. So a game that might be familiar for some of you in another form, since it's a game. Yeah, let me show you the picture. So the next game is this picture I have up here. And this is a game with a ship. Maybe you can guess. It's a game that has a new theme. It's a game that exists, but you have made a new version of the game. It is Everdell Farshore, and this is a game for 1 to 4 players. It takes 40 to 80 minutes to play and is for the ages 10 plus. If you're familiar with Everdell, you know what this game is all about. It is a card game, a card building game, where you're going to get a lot of cards. You're going to build cards down that are going to give you abilities, so you're going to do more. But in this game, you're going to sail around in cute little boats when we're doing so. And I don't own Everdell, and I tried it at the UK Games Expo and I liked it. I actually liked it quite a lot, but I never got around to getting the game. So when I saw this game was up, the new version, and I heard that it actually got a bit of better reviews, I think, compared to Everdell, then I thought, this is the time for me to also get this game, because I really think it looks amazing and all those cards. So I'm thrilled to get this one too. Oh, I have it on my list, but I am going to get it. I think most of the games on my top 10 I'm going to get. Actually top 12. But that is my game number 4 on the list, Everdell Farshore. So a new themed version of Everdell. And on my 3rd place, we are up to the top 3 now. And that picture is just right behind me. I might duck a little bit, but you can see it. There are some apes behind me. And this is for my game number 3. Is called After Us. And this is a game for 1 to 6 players. It takes about 40 to 60 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 12 plus. After Us is a game about that there are no more humans left on Earth. We are extinguished. We are not there, but we have the apes. They have taken over. So we are going to play and grow our collective intelligence of your monkey tribe faster than your opponents. So we are each going to control our own monkey tribe. And this is a deck building game where we're going to start with some cards and we're going to build our deck to get even better cards. And the special thing with this game is when you play your cards down, you're going to place them, connect them with each other. And for the symbols you connect, that is the actions you're going to get for that round. So I think it's going to be a tricky thinking game about which card you're going to place together for the actions you then can get. And this more, you can then buy new cards so you get better cards, so your actions are going to be better and better when you are going to connect your cards. I think you're going to play 4 or 5 cards and then you needed to connect them for your actions. So a deck building, kind of with a different mechanic, but that you're going to connect your cards to get actions. I thought that intrigued me with this game. And now it's time for my number 2 game on the list. And here we have another game that is actually a cooperative game. And here we have this little picture down here. And maybe you can guess the name of the game. Maybe not. But the game is Almost Innocent. And this is a game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. And it's for the ages 12 plus. And this is a cooperative game where each player, we're going to deduct something, and each player have to do their own deduction. And the player to your right, they know what the player to the left have to figure out. And so each of the players, they're going to get 4 cards. And then at the center, you have a lot of different symbols. So each player, they have to guess which 4 things are theirs. And they're going to do so by giving clues. And then everybody can cross out on their map if there are things that doesn't match, and they all have to deduct their own. So there's so in this game, each player they have to work together with giving good questions. You are going to give questions, and then players to a row, and then players they can mark down what might match what they have to find out. So I think this seemed like an intriguing one, and there's different scenarios and you can play it at different levels, easy, hard, and normal. But yeah, it sounded like a fun deduction game where you are going to help each other, but you can't really help them. You can't say anything about what you have, but you can give general clues for the game. So yeah, that is my game number 2 on the list, Almost Innocent. And for my first game on the list, I have another game that I'm thrilled about and I look forward to hopefully get and play. And this is this picture here. Can you guess what it is? You can see glass. All right, guys. This is Sagrada Artisans. And this is Sagrada as a cooperative game. And this game is for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play, and it's for the ages 13 plus. And this is a game I'm very excited about because I really like and enjoy Sagrada, the normal game. And this is a legacy version of Sagrada where you're going to go through different, it's actually going to be on paper, so it looks like it's quite different from the normal Sagrada, but you have the same theme, but the dice drafting is going to be different, but you're going to go through it as a legacy. So you're going to color up stuff on your board instead of placing dice on your board, and then I think each player, they have their own little book they're going to go through and color up. So yeah, it is a game where you're going to play it one time, and then you could get a refill for it so you can play it again. But it is a legacy game, and I'm thrilled about this because I really enjoyed the normal Sagrada game. So that is my game number 1 on the list, Sagrada Artisans, a legacy game for Sagrada. That is cool. Yeah, definitely hyped about this one. So that was all of my top 10 plus 2 games on my top 10 most anticipated games for Essen Spiel 2023. And could you guess any of the games from just looking at the picture I made? I'm wondering if you could. Maybe the balloon pop, or maybe the perfect wave. Yeah, Could you guess any of them? Of course, you had to know about the games beforehand for being able to guess any of the games. But that was my list. Do you have any top 10 most anticipated games for this year's Essen Spiel? Feel free to share them in the comments. If you're going to Essen Spiel, then I also have a meet and play on Saturday on the 7th of October from 4 to 6 p.m. And I have a video about that, and I will share a link for it in the description. So if you are also attending Essen Spiel and you have time on Saturday, then you can come by to the European sale in Hall 3. It's upstairs from the entrance to Hall 3. There we are going to be, and the meet and play is from, I think it was from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., but I'll be there from 4 to 6 p.m. So if you want to come by and say hello or maybe play some games. And if you are interested in playing Blood on the Clock Tower, then I'm trying to set up a game so we can play Blood on the Clock Tower about 4 p.m. or 15 minutes past 4 p.m. And if you are there, you can also join in on a little competition I have where you can win some games. And yeah, that was my top 10. I'm super excited. Can't wait to go. Only a bit more than a week. Then I will be heading off towards Essen Spiel. And if you are attending too, then maybe I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.